delicious Singapore hawker food at Kovan Food Centre. Welcome to another food adventure with Getting Lost. We are at Kovan Food Centre today to try these prawn noodles, which is yummy, and another prawn noodle dish, and a Singapore style wonton noodle with tomato ketchup. Yes, so join me at Kovan Food Centre as we eat our way through this food centre and explore all the food there is here after the intro. Welcome back. As per last week, we are actually at Kovan 209 Food Centre, and this food centre has lots of good food, and unsurprisingly, a lot of them are noodles. Yes, and we'll be eating more good food from this food centre here. So join me as we eat our way through this food centre and explore all the good food that we can find here. And this is the food centre itself, which is very busy during lunchtime with lots of people walking around, lining up for food. And one of the more popular foods here at these food centres are actually noodles. Lots of different types of noodle dishes, such noodles that I will show you. And so let's start off with some porridge, and this shop here sells porridge, all different types of porridge, as you can see from the signboard. The cheapest is $3.50, which is your usual porridge, your century egg porridge, costs you $3.50. This one is the boat style porridge or boat style congee, cost me $5.40. So this is the porridge itself. They give you one whole youtiao or dough stick, which they cut it up for you. The porridge itself, the porridge is smooth. Okay, so when you eat it, you have a nice smooth texture, and then they have all the different ingredients in there, which is fresh. Dough stick itself, I would prefer it to be slightly more crispy. Here is a bit soft, so it doesn't really give a very much of a crunchy texture to the porridge itself. One thing I must say is this porridge itself is a bit under seasoned. That means it's not too salty. They didn't put much seasoning into the porridge, but it does have a very homemade feel to it, very comforting. So you eat this porridge on a day when you're not feeling well, makes you feel better. Other than that, I felt that it was a bit under seasoned. Next up is a noodle dish from Hui Big Prawn Noodle. So they sell a variety of different types of prawn noodles. So you can have it with prawn, you can have it with pork ribs, you can have it with both, or you can also have it with big prawns. But I decided to go with regular prawn with pork ribs, a noodle soup, which cost me $5. Okay, so here's all the different varieties of items you can choose from. And this shop and the other prawn noodle shop always has a queue, so you will have to line up for the food itself. But here is the dish itself. Like I said, it cost me $5. First of all, the soup itself is super flavorful. You can taste the prawn shells and all the pork bones that they use to cook for a long period of time to make this soup. And there's also lots of fried shallots in the soup itself. The noodles itself is done well. It has a nice bite to eat, so when you bite into it, it's nice and chewy. The pork ribs itself is nice and tender, but I think the pork ribs, they actually took it out from the soup for quite a long time already, so it's been separated from the soup for quite a long time, and you can actually taste that. But overall, the soup itself is really delicious. It's full flavored. When you taste it, you can taste like I said earlier, the pork bones and the prawn shells that they cook over a slow heat for a long time to extract out all the flavors. And then, like I said, I ordered the one with the small prawns, so they actually have the small prawns here, not the big prawns. But other than that, this is still a very flavorful, delicious prawn noodles. And next up is the prawn noodle shop's main competitor, which is called Kee Prawn Noodles. They've been around since 1965, and like here you can see all the different types of prawn noodles you can order from here. And this shop too also has a very long queue during lunchtime. So this is their operating hours. So what you do is you wait for your turn, place your order, and what I ordered was the pork ribs noodles with prawn. This one, it cost me $6. Both of them I decided to take with soup so that I can compare each of them. This one here is more expensive, but it's more expensive because they give you the big prawns. But the big prawns itself, as you can see, still has its shell, so you will have to peel it yourself. But the soup here is also really tasty, really good. But the slight difference here is that when you taste the soup here, the first prominent taste you taste is the soya sauce taste in the soup itself. Then at the back of the throat you can taste all the pork bones and the prawn shells in the soup itself. And here also, one thing I really like is the huge pieces of pork lard, which is super delicious. And here, like you can see, they give you bigger pieces of pork ribs, but the pork ribs itself I think is a bit overdone, it's a bit overcooked, but still quite delicious. And as you can see earlier, the pork ribs itself was actually upside down, so when I do my filming I try to capture the essence of what the dish is supposed to be like. I do not replay the dish to make it look beautiful. I will show you exactly what you get when you go there, and I will try not to furnish or give you a over exaggerated expression or over exaggerated feel of the food itself. When I say the food is good, I mean the food is good and it's delicious. There are two prawn noodle shops here. You can try one, you can try the other. Both of them make delicious prawn noodles. Next up is another noodle shop, which is a competitor to the previous two we saw previously. This shop is called Fishball Mince Meat Noodles. And here you can see all the items they offer, which is very similar to the other two shops. They also offer the same things. And this shop itself also have a long queue. And here's the dish itself. I ordered similar to what I ordered previously. We have mee pork noodles, which is flat egg noodles, which is dry with chili. And here you can see the dish itself. First of all, the main difference from the other two is that first, this sauce here is much spicier than the other two. So when you do taste the sauce, you can get the kick of spiciness, and there's also like pork lard inside there, minced meat, which goes very well. And here, the noodles here are slightly firmer than the other two. So if you do like your noodles to have a slightly firmer feel, you can try this place. The fish balls also are quite nice, but overall, it's also a very good minced meat noodle. And if you like it spicy, then you will love this place because the noodles here is much spicier than the other two. And look at that. Doesn't it look good? Because it is good. And you should give it a try if you do like minced meat noodles. Wow, this place I already reviewed 3 minced meat noodles. But you need to go where the food is, I guess. Next up is this next noodle shop, which is Shi Jia Wanton Mee. And this shop sells wonton mee, and you can have it spicy with soya sauce or with tomato ketchup. But this place here is well known for using tomato ketchup in their wonton noodles. So I decided to order with tomato ketchup. This dish cost me $3, and I was surprised. So what I know of, he actually inherited this recipe from his father, and he's been cooking this recipe for a very long time. And the noodles here is surprisingly good. First of all, the char siu, which is the barbecue pork on top, is surprisingly tender. The noodles has a nice firm bite to it and chewy too, which is very good for wonton noodles. And the tomato sauce surprisingly goes very well with the dish. It goes very well. It's sweet, it's savory, it's slightly sour, and somehow it just goes supremely well. It complements the noodles very well. And it's essentially this tomato ketchup itself that actually makes the dish delicious. So if you do like your wonton noodles with tomato ketchup, this is a place that you must come and try, because look at that, there's a generous amount of tomato ketchup, which together with the wonton noodle sauce helps to coat all the noodles and make it extra supremely delicious, which you must come here and try if you do like tomato ketchup in your wonton noodles. Lastly is another popular place called Sun Kee Drinks. Yes, this place here sells drinks. It sells soya bean glass jelly. But what's really amazing about this place is not the drinks itself, but the price. For a small cup, you pay 30 cents. A big cup like this one here, 50 cents. Where can you find drinks at such prices in Singapore nowadays? You can't find it, but it still exists here at Kovan Food Center, and this is the shop it exists at. And so if you do want to come to quench your thirst at a very cheap price, this is the place to come. Like I said, 30 cents for a small cup. This is the big cup, costs you 50 cents. We have soya bean, you have glass jelly. So cheap, you can drink multiple cups if you want. But then that will make you too full to eat the food, so don't do that. So this brings us to the end of our food adventure here at 209 Kovan Food Center. This is the food center with lots and lots of good foods that you have to come here and try it out. So far, there are lots of noodle dishes, but noodle dishes are good too. Anyway, so I hope you enjoyed this adventure with all the delicious and yummy good food which you have to come and try. And before you go, you need to do one thing for me. Please help me by liking my video, sharing my video, and subscribing to my channel. If you have not done so, please do so. And the most important thing, the thing that you will have to do is to join me for my next food adventure. Until then, bye bye.